Be still. Before you move forward, before you decide anything, before you promise yourself a new beginning, be still. The last 2 days of December are not loud. They do not announce themselves with urgency or demand. They arrive quietly, almost unnoticed, like a pause between two breaths. And yet, this pause holds more power than the rush that follows it. God makes these days critical because transition does not begin with action. It begins with stillness. Stillness is uncomfortable for most people. When the noise stops, the mind begins to speak. When distractions fade, truth steps forward. This is why many avoid silence. They fear what they might hear. But God does not speak in chaos. God speaks in clarity. And clarity only comes when movement slows. In these final days, life asks you to stop running, not physically but inwardly. Running from responsibility, running from unfinished lessons, running from the quiet voice that has been guiding you all year, which you heard but did not obey. Now there is no place left to run. The year is ending. Time itself is slowing its steps. And in this slowing, you are invited to see, stillness is not emptiness. It is awareness without distortion. When you become still, you notice the weight you have been carrying unnecessarily. You notice how much energy you have wasted reacting instead of responding. You notice patterns, habits that repeated themselves because you never paused long enough to interrupt them. God allows the year to end gently so that you can finally observe your life without judgment. In stillness, excuses lose their strength. You can no longer say you did not have time. You can no longer say you were unaware. Because now you see how your mornings shaped your days. You see how your discipline, or lack of it, created your results. You see how small compromises accumulated into large consequences. This is not to make you feel guilty. Guilt is noise. Awareness is silent. The last 2 days are critical because they are a doorway, and doorways require presence. You cannot cross them unconsciously. If you rush through, you carry the same identity forward. But if you pause, if you stand fully present at the threshold, something within you shifts. You begin to understand that the next year does not need more effort. It needs more alignment. Stillness teaches you what effort never could. When you stop, you begin to feel the difference between motion and direction. You realize that much of what you called progress was merely movement, busy, exhausting, circular. God slows the days so you can feel this distinction deeply, not intellectually, because only what is felt transforms you. In these days, you may feel restless. The mind will try to pull you into planning, worrying, regretting, fantasizing. Do not follow it. Let the thoughts pass like clouds. Stillness is not about controlling the mind. It is about not obeying every thought it produces. This is discipline at its highest level. God makes these days critical because stillness reveals what must end before anything new can begin. Seeds do not grow in chaos. They grow in dark, silent soil. These 2 days are your soil. If you fill them with noise, you plant nothing. Sit with yourself, not to analyze, but to observe. Notice where your body tightens when you think about certain memories. Notice which goals feel heavy and which feel light. This is not random. The body remembers what the mind tries to forget. Stillness allows these signals to surface. You may realize that some goals you chased were never yours. You may see that some struggles continued only because they gave you identity. You may recognize that you stayed busy to avoid asking deeper questions. These realizations do not come when you are distracted. They come when you are quiet. God does not demand that you fix everything in these 2 days. That is not their purpose. Their purpose is to see. Seeing is enough. Once you see clearly, change becomes inevitable. What you see honestly cannot be unseen. Stillness also reveals gratitude. Not the loud kind that celebrates achievements, but the quiet kind that acknowledges survival. You made it through the year, through moments when you doubted yourself, through nights when you felt lost, through days when you continued even without motivation. This endurance is not accidental. Stillness allows you to honor it without ego. When you become still, time feels different. 2 days can feel like a lifetime. This is because presence expands perception. God slows time not by changing the clock, but by changing your attention. When you are present, even a moment contains depth. In these final days, do not seek answers. Let answers come to you. The mind searches, stillness receives. The year has already taught you what you need to know. But lessons only integrate when the student stops talking. This is why these days are critical. They are not about doing more. They are about doing less consciously, less reaction, less consumption, less noise, less self-deception. In this reduction, essence appears. Stillness strips life down to what is real. Titles fade. Comparisons dissolve. Expectations loosen their grip. What remains is you, without performance, without audience, without urgency. This is the self that must cross into the new year. Not the persona you display, but the awareness you embody. God does not rush transitions. Humans do. And in rushing, they repeat cycles. Stillness breaks cycles. Because when you stop, you step out of momentum. And momentum is what carries old habits forward unconsciously. In these 2 days, momentum weakens. This is your opportunity. Be still when the urge to distract yourself arises. That urge is the sign you are close to something important. The mind resists stillness because stillness removes its authority. In silence, the deeper intelligence takes over, the one that knows without reasoning. Trust that intelligence. You do not need to force reflection. Simply allow space. Sit, walk slowly, breathe deeply. Let the year speak. It will show you moments you forgot and lessons you postponed. Do not cling to them. Witness them. Stillness is not passive. It is an active choice to remain present with reality as it is. This choice requires strength. Most people cannot sit with themselves without escaping. If you can, even briefly, you have already changed. The last 2 days of December are critical because they offer a rare alignment between time and awareness. The world pauses. Energy resets. Cycles close. If you are present, you align with this natural rhythm. If you are distracted, you miss it. And the next year feels heavier than it needs to be. Stillness is how you bow to the past without carrying it. It is how you honor effort without attaching to outcome. It is how you prepare the inner ground for what is to come. Do not underestimate this pause. Great shifts happen quietly. Mountains move slowly. Seeds break open in silence. God works the same way. Be still, not to escape life, but to meet it honestly. Be still, not to stop forever, but to restart correctly. Be still, because the doorway is narrow, and only awareness fits through it. These days are critical. Not because something dramatic will happen outside, but because something subtle is meant to awaken within. And if you allow it, the next year will not need to convince you of anything. You will already know. Sit with honesty now. Not to accuse yourself, not to defend yourself, but to see yourself clearly. The second reason God makes the last 2 days of December critical is because they are a mirror. A mirror does not judge. It does not praise. It only reflects. And most people spend an entire year avoiding reflection because they are afraid of what they might see. But avoidance does not erase truth. It only delays it. These days are not about punishment. God is not counting your failures with anger. God is asking for awareness. Awareness is the highest form of responsibility. Without it, no change is real. Judgment without condemnation means looking at your life without emotion attached. No pride for what went right. No shame for what went wrong. Emotion distorts perception, and perception determines direction. God wants you to see straight before you move forward. In these final days, excuses grow quiet. Time runs out. There is no later left inside the year. This is why clarity becomes unavoidable. You cannot negotiate with endings. They arrive whether you are ready or not. The only choice left is honesty. Look back at the year slowly. Not at events first, but at patterns. Where did you repeat the same mistake even after you recognized it? Where did you choose comfort over discipline? Where did you lower your standards to avoid discomfort? These questions are not meant to hurt you. They are meant to free you. Condemnation says, "You are wrong." Judgment without condemnation says, "This is what happened." One destroys, the other teaches. Most people confuse the two and therefore avoid both. They either drown in guilt or hide in distraction. God offers a third path here: observation without attachment. When you observe without attacking yourself, truth becomes light, not weight. These 2 days are critical because whatever you refuse to judge honestly will repeat itself automatically. Life repeats lessons until awareness is achieved. Not because God is cruel, but because growth requires recognition. Pain continues until it is understood. Sit with the moments you avoided thinking about all year, the conversations you postponed, the habits you justified, the responsibilities you shifted onto others. Do not dramatize them. Simply name them. Naming is power. You will notice something important when you do this calmly. Many of your struggles were not caused by lack of ability, but by lack of consistency. Many of your delays were not due to external obstacles, but internal resistance. This realization does not blame you, it empowers you. Because what is internal can be changed. God is not interested in perfection. God is interested in awareness. Perfection creates fear. Awareness creates progress. As the year closes, you may feel regret trying to surface. Let it pass. Regret focuses on what cannot be changed. Awareness focuses on what must not be repeated. One looks backward, the other prepares forward. Judge your year like a master reviewing training, not like a criminal facing trial. A master asks, what worked? What didn't? Why? No emotion, only precision. Where did you grow stronger this year without noticing? Where did you survive something you once thought would break you? These count too. Judgment without condemnation includes recognizing resilience, not just mistakes. If you only see your failures, you are still being dishonest. God makes these days critical because balance must be restored before a new cycle begins. If you inflate yourself with pride, you enter the new year blind. If you crush yourself with guilt, you enter it weak. Both are forms of imbalance. Stand in the middle. See yourself as you are, capable, flawed, learning. Notice how often you acted against your own values. Not to shame yourself, but to understand the cost. Every time you betray your inner standard, something inside you weakens. Integrity is built quietly and destroyed quietly. Awareness rebuilds it. You may realize that you blamed circumstances when the real issue was discipline. Or you blamed others when the real issue was boundaries. Or you blamed fate when the real issue was fear. These realizations sting briefly, but they liberate permanently. God allows the year to end so you cannot escape this mirror. These 2 days are the final chance to look honestly without consequences yet. Because once the new year begins, patterns solidify quickly. Judgment without condemnation also means forgiving yourself correctly, not with excuses, but with understanding. Forgiveness does not say, "It was okay." Forgiveness says, "I see why it happened, and I will not repeat it." This is maturity. Look at how you handled pressure. Pressure reveals structure. Did you collapse? Did you react? Did you escape? Or did you remain grounded? Your response to pressure shows where your work still lies. Look at your use of time. Time is the most honest teacher. Where time went shows what you truly valued, not what you claimed to value. This truth is uncomfortable, but priceless. God makes these days critical because truth spoken late is still better than truth never spoken. Even now, awareness can redirect an entire year ahead. Do not rush this process. Let insights come slowly. The deeper the realization, the quieter it arrives. Loud realizations fade quickly. Silent ones reshape behavior. You are not meant to feel heavy after this reflection. If you do, you are condemning yourself. Return to neutrality. Observation is calm. If your mind becomes aggressive, step back into stillness. Remember, God already knows everything you are seeing. This judgment is not for God. It is for you. And when you finish, when you have seen clearly without attacking yourself, you will notice something subtle but powerful: relief. Not because you fixed everything, but because you stopped lying to yourself. This relief is critical. It clears mental space. It dissolves internal conflict. It prepares you to move forward without dragging unresolved weight. Most people enter the new year with noise, unresolved guilt, inflated hope, vague promises. You are being invited to enter with clarity. Judgment without condemnation sharpens intention. It removes fantasy and replaces it with precision. You no longer say, "I will try." You say, "This must change." And when something becomes non-negotiable, behavior follows naturally. These last 2 days are not about becoming someone new. They are about seeing who you already are honestly. From this seeing, real change begins, not forced, not emotional, but inevitable. Stand in truth, not harshly, not softly, but clearly. Because clarity is the greatest gift you can carry into the next year. Feel the weight you are carrying. Not the obvious weight, responsibilities, deadlines, expectations, but the silent weight that has followed you month after month without being questioned. The emotional residue, the outdated beliefs, the versions of yourself that no longer fit, yet remain because releasing them feels unfamiliar. God makes the last 2 days of December critical, because not everything is meant to cross the threshold with you. Transition requires reduction. Growth requires subtraction. Nature never carries dead branches into a new season. They fall, not out of punishment, but out of necessity. Most people think holding on is strength. It is not. Holding on is often fear disguised as loyalty to habits, to people, to identities that once protected you, but now restrict you. These final days expose this truth quietly. No drama, no force, just clarity. Release is not an act of violence. It is an act of alignment. In these days, you may feel resistance when certain thoughts arise. Thoughts about letting go of a relationship, a routine, a dream you chased out of pride rather than purpose. Notice this resistance. Resistance reveals attachment, and attachment reveals where energy is trapped. God does not demand that you abandon everything. Only what cannot evolve with you. Some things grow, some things expire. Wisdom is knowing the difference. You cannot carry the same identity into a higher level of responsibility. The version of you that survived chaos may not be the version meant to build order. The version that fought to be seen may not be the version meant to lead quietly. If you insist on dragging old armor into a peaceful land, you will never rest. These last 2 days are critical because identity solidifies at the beginning of cycles. What you release now loses its power to define you later. What you cling to now becomes the lesson you will repeat. Let go without bitterness. Bitterness keeps the past alive. Release with gratitude. Even pain served a purpose. Even mistakes taught you something. Honor them and then put them down. You may notice grief arising. This is natural. Release always carries grief because you are saying goodbye to a familiar self. Do not suppress it. Do not dramatize it. Let it pass through you like a final wave. What remains afterward is lightness. God designed endings to be quiet, so that attachment loosens gently. When people ignore these gentle endings, life creates harsher ones. These 2 days are mercy. Release also means letting go of narratives. The story you tell yourself about why things didn't work. The story about being unlucky, misunderstood, delayed, or different. Stories protect the ego, but they imprison growth. The truth is simpler and more empowering. Some choices were misaligned, and now you know better. Let go of resentment. Resentment is memory with emotion attached. It drains present energy to feed the past. Forgiveness is not approval. Forgiveness is withdrawal of attention. You do not need closure from others. Awareness is closure. God makes these days critical because attention is creative energy. Where you place it now shapes what grows next. If your attention remains stuck in old wounds, those wounds become the blueprint of the future. Release expectations you carried for others. Expectations unspoken become silent burdens. People do not fail you, they reveal themselves. Accept what is not what you hoped for. Acceptance is not surrender, it is accurate perception. Also release the fantasy version of yourself, the one who would have done everything perfectly if circumstances were different. That version does not exist. What exists is the one who acted with the awareness available at the time. Respect that version. Then update yourself. God is not interested in nostalgia. Nostalgia blurs judgment. Release the past without romanticizing it. Even good times must be let go of to make space for what is next. Clinging to past success can limit future growth just as much as clinging to past failure. You may feel fear as you release. Fear of emptiness. Fear of losing direction. Fear of becoming undefined. This fear is temporary. What replaces it is clarity. When you let go of what is false, what remains is essential. These last 2 days are not asking you to destroy yourself. They are asking you to shed. Like a snake leaving behind a skin that no longer fits. The skin protected you once. Now it suffocates you. Release also applies to self-talk. The inner language you use becomes the environment you live in. If you speak to yourself with contempt, you carry an internal enemy into the new year. Let go of harshness. Discipline does not require cruelty. Precision does not require abuse. God does not carry your past mistakes into the future. You do through memory and attachment. Release breaks this cycle. You may wonder how to release practically. You release by deciding, not emotionally, decisively. You decide that certain behaviors are no longer available to you. Certain standards are no longer negotiable. Certain people no longer have access to your inner world. No announcement is needed. No explanation is required. Quiet decisions are the most powerful. As the year closes, feel the difference between holding and releasing in your body. Holding is tight. Releasing is spacious. One exhausts you, the other restores you. God makes these days critical because space must exist before something new can enter. If your hands are full, you cannot receive. If your mind is crowded, insight cannot land. Release is not forgetting. It is remembering without attachment. It is keeping the lesson and discarding the weight. When you let go correctly, you do not become empty. You become available. Available for discipline. Available for clarity. Available for a version of yourself that does not need to prove anything. Do not carry old battles into a new season. Wars and so builders can work. These final days are a gate. You decide what passes through. And when you step forward lighter, without resentment, without outdated identities, without emotional clutter, you will notice something quietly powerful. The future feels less intimidating. Not because it became easier, but because you stopped carrying what was never meant to continue. Release now, so you do not repeat later.